Our next PMP Hall of Fame, Class of 2018 inductee, is Dr. Cisse Spragins, the founder and CEO of Rockwell Labs. She's an enthusiastic supporter of our industry through groups including Pi Chi Omega and the United Producers, Formulators, and Distributors Association, and a longtime PMP Hall of Fame partner. Let's take a look at Cisse's life and a few of her many industry contributions.
Dr. Cisse Spragins grew up in Jackson, Tennessee. It was there she developed both her love of horses and her strong work ethic. She worked hard to ensure she could continue to ride and later compete. After attending the University of Wisconsin-Madison and earning her master's degree in chemistry in 1985 and her master's degree in physics in 1988, Dr. Spragins met Malcolm Stack while they were showing their horses at an equestrian event. Stack, who passed away in 2006, not only was a fellow horse lover, but also the founder of Bell Laboratories and a member of the PMP Hall of Fame class of 2004. They briefly chatted, and a few months later, Stack contacted Dr. Spragins with an opportunity to leverage her research skills at the company. Dr. Spragins began a freelance project with Bell part-time in 1989, which turned into a full-time position. In 1991, she became Research and Development Manager for the company, then Technical Director the following year. She also received her doctorate in physics in 1992. Shortly thereafter, Dr. Spragins began to pursue distribution opportunities outside of the United States for Bell, becoming its Director of International Business Development. She moved to England to set up an overseas office for the company and remained there until she left in 1998 to launch Rockwell Labs. For years, Dr. Spragins saved her money, even though she had no specific plan for exactly what she was going to do. She knew she liked the pest management industry, and she didn't want to create rodent products out of respect for Stack and his team. But she also knew that she wanted to strike out on her own. Dr. Spragins' Rockwell Labs entered the professional pest management market in 2000 with the D-Sect IPM station. Since then, the company has expanded its product line to include additional bait stations, insect baits, lures and traps, biosanitation products, insecticide dusts, and botanical insecticides. Today, the North Kansas City, Missouri-based company employs more than 40 associates, plus seasonal workers. Dr. Spragins also implemented a formal internship program to encourage young women to pursue science and engineering careers. She offers summer interns paid employment if they want it, and students are given meaningful work at the chemistry lab and manufacturing areas of the company. In addition to running Rockwell Labs, Dr. Spragins is politically active in her home state of Missouri. She spent 5 years as chair of the Missouri Libertarian Party. She also is actively involved in several pest management organizations. Currently, she is treasurer for the professional pest management industry's fraternity Pi Chi Omega and is secretary and treasurer for the United Producers, Formulators, and Distributors Association. I like the entrepreneurial and experimental nature of the industry, Dr. Spragins says, and I enjoy producing pest control and sanitation solutions that are innovative and different, and then hearing what our ever-resourceful PMP customers do with them to solve pest problems. I'm grateful that a lot of professionals in this industry are willing to be creative and try something different. Rockwell wouldn't exist if there weren't people in the industry like that.
You know, when you're in those social situations, you know, where you meet people or whatever, and they ask you what you do, no one has ever guessed that I own a pesticide manufacturing company. Ever. So, but I was actually at the nail salon the other day, and this nice lady's next to me. Oh, what do you do? And I always hate that question, you know, when you're like in that situation. And I said, oh, I manufacture pesticides? And it always stops the conversation at that point. You know, no one's ever, they're always like, oh, okay. She's like, oh, I teach kindergarten. Well, that's nice. Okay. But anyway, I'm really grateful for the generous nature of this industry. Rockwell Labs wouldn't exist if it weren't for people's generosity and open-mindedness. It is an entrepreneurial industry, and I think that's why people are willing to, you know, do something crazy like, you know, try some product from some chick that decided to like start a company doing that, I guess, when you could use something from a multinational company. So I really, that entrepreneurial nature and experimental nature and generosity from everyone, really. I mean, not my fellow suppliers, everyone else. You know, it really is a great honor. And you know, a couple of people I wanted to mention, they're not here. Jim Stevens from Cook's Pest Control gave us some substantial opportunities early on, and he's a very innovative, open-minded person, God bless him. And Chris Donaghy, who used to run Residex, they were very early supporters who really helped us out on the distribution side, and I don't know that we'd be around if it weren't for people like that and literally hundreds of others. But Rockwell wouldn't be, you know, the company that it is without our employees, and it's nice that I can stand up here and, you know, be in the limelight and get this award, but it's really people that make it happen every single day. And, you know, people, when I was working for Bell, you know, I went overseas after, and I was setting up international distribution, and you can go over there and, you know, pretend like you're a great American company, right, you know, to these Europeans, and you know, and so they'd always say, oh, what's the secret to Bell's success? And I always told them, I said, you know, they've done most things right every day for the last 20 years. And that really is the secret to success, you know, is doing the basic things right, or mostly right, almost every day. And I'm a really hard person to work for, so I really appreciate people that have been able to stick it out for a long time. A couple of them are here. Ann Johannesson was our first employee, and I just looked on my I just looked on my cell phone. We did invoice number 45,517 today, and she has processed most of those orders, which is really quite astronomical when you think about it, and done like 99.9% of them correctly. I mean, it's really quite amazing. Ann has done everything. She started in 2002. The first 2 years it was just me. You know, she's made bait. We used to make bait together. Those 40-pound cartons, if you pick them up like this, it's good for your butt, you know, and you kind of like lift them, you know, to put them on the pallets. And so we made bait. We made bait for Terminix, actually. That was a beautiful thing early on. Thank you, Norm. And you know, that, so she's literally done, you know, she did payroll, she did inventory, not that well. She did she did state registrations. She did, you know, she answered the phone crisply. You know, it's basically pretty much everything that's you know, happened at an operational level she's been involved in. She's been at PestWorld a number of times. She's a pretty mean worker in the booth selling stuff. So I really appreciate your dedication, or perhaps lack of other opportunities. I don't know. She makes a lot of outrageous comments as well, so she keeps us really well entertained in the office. So, and the other person is Tim Lyons, and Tim started with us in 2005. That was because I was too stupid to hire him in 2004 when I first interviewed him. And Tim is our production supervisor. And if you ever get your products on time and correctly, you can really thank Tim and Ann. We really, the most important thing is to deliver a seamless experience for your customers. You know, you want the stuff to show up good quality, on time, not damaged, et cetera, et cetera. That is really the most important thing day to day in business, in my humble opinion. And Tim just gets it done. Sitting here at this dinner is the stillest I've ever seen him in my entire, 13 years of knowing him, because he's normally like moving at high speed, basically managing what seems like a three-ring circus at times, like the people that apply for summer jobs working in a factory are interesting sometimes. And Tim has great leadership skills. He's able to kind of have a balance of firmness and empathy, and basically just make it happen, in terms of like what do you call it, a silk's purse out of a sow's ear sometimes. It's really, he's very impressive. He had worked for a food plant for about 17 years prior to coming to us in the production side. And his former boss, when I interviewed him as a reference, called him a godsend, and that would, I would certainly say that that's the case. So thank you, Tim. Yeah. We've also had some great sales reps. Some of them sadly have passed away. Jeff Baden passed away in 2008, and he was quite a character, but I also called him the borate oracle. I've never seen someone so excited about boric acid in my life. And Jeff really was the guy that, kind of developed the perimeter baiting protocol with borate baits, and so we still are, really actively selling that protocol today. Tons of ideas that helped us out. George Frank passed away earlier this year, unfortunately, and George was our Northeast rep, and he really got us into the biosanitation industry and really kind of developed our industry standard protocol of foaming probiotic cleaners, in commercial accounts to help for small fly control and sanitation issues, and really helped us flesh out and develop that. So we really appreciate that. And then, of course, Tom Ney unfortunately passed away earlier this year as well, and Tom was really the consummate professional and the perfect gentleman, and represented us extremely well. So we really want to remember those guys. But I am just truly grateful for the opportunity to be in this industry, and for all of the customers and our fellow suppliers and the community that it really is. Thank you.